Throughout the year, we like to highlight different high-profile local hockey teams, and sometimes we look at leagues in general, and wanted to put in our focus on the Nova Scotia U13 AAA League, and we've reached out to Frankie MacKinnon, who's the head coach of the Cape Breton West Islanders in that league. We'll start with the league itself, Frankie. Just tell the people listening that might not know a lot about it. What is the Nova Scotia U13 AAA League?
It's a 16-team league throughout the province. Ranges all the way from the valley down into Yarmouth, all the way back up into Cape Breton County and the Bay. We have 3 teams just off the island alone. It's very competitive.
We like to share the love with the Cape Breton team, so this year we're focusing on the West. As we reach you, you're in the middle of the playoffs at Antigonish, trailing the best of 3, 1-0, but you have the next 2 games at home starting Saturday afternoon. Just tell us a little bit of this series. I assume 2 pretty evenly matched teams.
We've played each other 4 times this season, and we've both beat each other once, with the other games coming out with ties. So head-to-head, we are very even. Antigonish has a relentless team. They work hard, and they're a really hard team to play against. This weekend, we're hoping not to play so much in our own end against these guys this weekend, and hopefully we can pull out 2 wins.
I'm always interested with teams in the Cape Breton West. What's the split like in the roster in terms of Cape Breton players and mainland players?
With us in the West, we have no mainland. Antigonish has their own team, so we've got kids from Shetty Camp all the way to the Richmond area, basically the whole west side.
What kind of support do you get for the Islanders at the U13 level? What do the crowds look like?
Most of our games, we kind of spread it out. Our home games through the players, because all our practices are held in Port Hood. It's the central rink. So we try to give everybody home games. So depending on where you play, crowds are different. When we played in Shetty Camp this year, we've had up to almost 300-400 people at a game. Inverness is strong as well. We see about 250. Port Hood, we didn't play a whole lot this year, actually, just because it's our practice rink. And our goaltender, Reed McDonald, is the only kid from the Port Hood town. We're hoping there's going to be a big crowd there. U11 AA Cape Breton Cup is there this weekend as well. So we're kind of playing in the middle of that. There should be a few hundred people there for sure.
I'm always curious about the relationships for teams at these younger levels. We know the Cape Breton West Islanders is also a team in the U18 level. Where would these players be going following their U13? What is the relationship like with the older organizations that you might be working with or feeding players into?
Some of these kids will move on to Bantam Major. The home area would be Antigonish. That's where you start seeing the West kids and the Antigonish teams combined. For Bantam AA in the West would be our next level. Everybody knows everybody, and the kids all know each other here in the West. It's something we hope that we can move more kids into the Antigonish team and prepare for Major Midget, which comes back to Port Hood area. Relationships are good.
Interesting to see how the geography varies from age to age. The other thing I was wondering too, traditionally when we think of these leagues, if you look at Major Bantam or U15, it's going to be a split of 14 and 13-year-olds. Do you think it's harder at the younger age groups for the younger players to break through? Tougher maybe for an 11-year-old to make it at that level as opposed to a 13-year-old at the next level?
Yeah, kids grow and kids are timid, and then they come out of that, and you see it all the time where a kid excels younger and then kind of tapers off later on, where other kids develop later. It's different to see all age levels.
What does the average week look like for the Cape Breton West Islanders at the U13 AAA level? What is your practice schedules, games, etc.?
We practice every Tuesday, Thursday evening in Port Hood, and we're always on the road preparing Friday. Sometimes the first half what the league tries to do with us is get our games all in up in the mainland in the city before the winter really rolls in. So we have a lot of games on the road early, which is hard on the team. Travel, hotels, basically every weekend right up till Christmas. Then our second half of the season, we kind of play our local Antigonish County, Glaze Bay games, our home games. You know, it's a good schedule that way, getting your games out of the way before the winter, but it also can be tough with the Metro teams are usually strong. So you have a tough schedule to start, which is hard, I find, on the West teams. It's a little bit of a disadvantage in that sense. Fortunate enough this year, our team, we did very well in the first half. Been in this 6th, 7th, 8th position all season, and we held on to it, and that was our goal this year, was to get that home ice advantage in the playoffs for once and see if we can make it there.
Being top 8 critical, and you do end up getting that. You lose the game on the road, but that's why you have home ice. See if you can come back and get those 2 wins at home. We'll give you the opportunity to shout out some of the key players who are some of the names people are watching for if they go to one of your games.
We have a team of just hard-working kids. Scoring has been throughout the whole team, whether it's first-year, second-year kids. We got a line from the straight we have together, Ryland People, Sasher Sampson, and Merrick Burke, who have been very successful for our team. And we have a younger group of rookies we have together who played last year. It's a U11 AA line who kind of dominated the U11 league last year. And they get along great in this league as well. They're ready for it. And they're going to see some big things out of those groups this weekend.
We certainly hope so. We'll be watching and rooting for you. Thanks for telling us about the team and the league. Frankie, best of luck the rest of this playoffs.
Thank you.
That's Frankie MacKinnon. He is head coach of the Cape Breton West U13 AAA Islanders. You're listening to the intermission of Celtic Abota, Cape Breton Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.